Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back with another dose of MechWarrior Online, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. This is a non-combat video featuring the command wheel, and the reason I want to take a look at this is because I actually got to do the voiceover for the wheel, and so I wanted to discuss that process while also taking a look at basic functionality, and then finally critiquing a little bit so that PGI can maybe make some improvements in the future. But, you know, first and foremost, special thanks to PGI, specifically Sean, the audio engineer, for coming to me with this opportunity. They did pay me to do the voices, and, you know, as I always say, I never have a problem getting paid to do what I love. But voice acting is something that I'm trying to get more into. I've only done one other video game, Warlock 2 The Exiled. I did about 4 unit voices within that title. I don't play that game a whole heck of a lot, but it was so much fun doing those voices because I got to play with a lot of accents and whatnot. And it's just cool having your voice in a video game. It's always been a dream of mine. So when I was presented with this opportunity to have my voice in a MechWarrior game, mind blown. You know, a lot of us grew up with this. First game I think I played on PC, multiplayer Battletech Solaris from America Online. Oh man, look that one up. Yeah, it's pretty archaic, but it was good times even back then. So, you know, to think that one day my voice would be in this franchise somewhere, it's just crazy. Anyway, let's get into it. So, my command wheel is bound to the E key. That might be default. You might need to go in and change it based on your bindings, but E for me. And so if you're going in just as a regular MechWarrior, non-Lance or company commander, then this is what you're presented with. So
need assistance.
Some basic functionality there, and you can see that they get grayed out. This is spam protection. Each command I think has 2 variations. So if you're saying need assistance, it's the line delivered twice in a different way. Now, a little bit of behind the scenes information there. When I deliver a line, I generally give the audio guy 4 or 5, maybe more variations, so that he can pick from that and use the one that he likes the most.
Need assistance.
Now, sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't, depending on the given situation and the timing behind it. I'll show you a little bit more once we take Lance command.
Sorry.
But again, these get grayed out for spam control.
Target spotted.
Now, the target spotted one, and this is going to be going into some critique, requires, you know, a mech to be under your reticle here. And if it's not, obviously it's going to be grayed out even beyond the spam protection. The problem is, yeah, see, he's agreeing with me. The problem is you have to hold E and then turn into your mouse button.
Need assistance.
And then click on, you know, the mech to get the spotting. And it doesn't necessarily have to be right on it, but it has to be kind of within the vicinity. The problem is if you're in a firefight, you know, you're in the heat of battle, it's really hard to hold this down because then you lose your torso control and then you gotta somehow like click on the guy. Most of the time you end up not using it because it's clunky, right? I think it needs to be hotkeyable, kind of like in Battlefield. You hit Q, it marks a target, and it's something like, you know, sniper spotted, and it just works because you're just bam, quick hotkey, good to go. There's probably a lot of other ways to do it. There's a variety of games out there that have command wheels. This one's not the easiest to use, but it is a first step, and I'm sure PGI is aware of the problems that befall it. At least it's there, right? It helps a lot if you're not on voice comms. So, again, basic functionality there. Now, this is the one feature that I think a lot of people aren't aware of. So if you hit B as in Bravo, you get your big map. Now, if you take Lance command or company command, you're presented with a different set of options and voiceover. So let's just take Lance command, which is basically group leader and then team leader. You know, this does provide you with responsibility, so be warned there. You're going to want to pay attention to this key. This is going to tell you what the icons represent. Click.
Requesting surveillance.
You're provided with these options here. Now, you can't do it again unless you remove it.
Requesting surveillance.
And you can hear the difference in the dialogue delivered there. There's two separate files.
Requesting artillery. Requesting artillery. Requesting airstrike. Requesting airstrike.
So, different variations to kind of mix it up a little bit. Obviously, there's an entire team of mech warriors potentially using some of these commands, and it's nice to have that variance. I don't know if they're planning to do a clan voiceover for people that are piloting clan mechs. They might, but for now, it's basically an inner sphere voice. That's at least what I was tasked to do. They gave me a script, said kind of go for my normal voice for the most part, you know, North American standard accent type of thing.
Move here.
Hopefully I've done it justice.
Move here.
I try not to go crazy with it because if you think about real military communication, usually there's this strange level of calm that comes over a soldier because they're trained individuals. You got to be clear and concise. You know, you got to convey a given situation to troops and whatnot. And you know, if you're yelling into the radio and you're going crazy and you're over panicking and whatnot, you know, if you can't relay that information properly, then you know, lives are potentially on the line. So I try to listen to a lot of you know, real military communications when I do these voiceovers, if they're military related, of course.
Scout here. Scout here.
But yeah, again, it's really simple. It's nothing crazy. We're not talking about Shakespeare here. I was under time constraints. They had to be, you know, within a certain like length. It couldn't go over like a few seconds, really. So it just had to be quick enough to work with
Flank left.
whatever they had in mind.
Attack is primary. Attack is primary. Protect this position.
I think this one is the only one where it's the same file.
Protect this position.
Yeah, that one's always the same.
Hold this position. Hold this position.
But as you can see, this would come in handy, you know, if you're a Lance commander or even company commander. It made me think of how cool it would be to have like a command mech, which has, I don't know, different functionality, which I think they did have in the Battletech board game. There would be specific mechs that have more communication. Even realistically, like you've heard of command tanks in World War II where they had additional radios so that you could communicate with land and air, depending on the situation. You know, it'd be cool to have command mechs that maybe sit in the back a little bit more and can do different things, or their objective is to more so watch the battlefield from a UAV or something versus necessarily mix it up in combat at all costs. It'd probably be boring for some people, but probably kind of cool if you're into more realistic mission objective type gameplay. But anyways, as you can see, you know, these types of things can definitely come in handy. Again, I will say that, you know, you do have a responsibility, especially if you're taking, you know, company command. You're taking control of the team. You're telling people
Requesting artillery.
to drop artillery. Make sure it's on a group of mechs that aren't moving quickly. You know, you want it to be, say, over a group that's you know, bunkered down. They're hulled down. They're holding their position. They're not moving a lot. Okay, we need to get these guys out of there. If you've got an airstrike,
Requesting airstrike.
you know, pop it down right there. Let them have it. You know, if you're a Lance commander and you've got light mechs around you and
Requesting surveillance.
you think you've got some mechs spotted here, maybe they've got ECM or something, and you need to light them up, tell them. Let them know. If you're not on voice comms, if you're not using TeamSpeak, Discord, or the in-game comms, and you have this, then use it. Communication in any regard is better than none at all. If you're going to go for the victory, talk to each other.
Hold this position.
Obviously, when I make videos, I turn off the voice comms because I'm talking, delivering live commentary. Sometimes it's not great for me to have other people talking over me. And well, we are on the internet. There's obviously those that feel that it's their right to just talk trash all day long. So I try to avoid that. But anyways, there's that functionality here. Again, the B key is going to toggle that. And I'm sure that there are things that they're going to do with the minimap in the future to make it a little bit more user-friendly and accessible to those of us that have played other video games that see how it can be done. My big thing is just being able to hotkey some of these things, because it's really difficult to do it when you're in combat.
Requesting airstrike.
But you'll notice that when I'm out of the map, and since I've taken Lance or Company Command, I have more options on the main command wheel here. Again, under
Affirmative.
spam protection, which is good. So just be aware of these, because I feel like a lot of people had no idea that there was additional dialogue there. And
Need assistance.
I think it comes in handy. It really does. You know, if you feel that you're capable of taking a leadership role within a match, go for it. Give it a shot. See if people will pay a little bit more attention due to this, you know, this command wheel and the dialogue associated with it. But yeah, I mean, there's other improvements that I'm sure that you guys can come up with. I'd love to hear what you think PGI should do with the command wheel. If you have other games that would be great examples, you know, let me know in the comments below. Maybe PGI is watching this and they're just looking for further suggestions and examples. It's always important to provide
Attack is primary.
examples so that they can see whether it's screenshots or videos or whatever. Because, you know, sometimes game devs, they're busy, they're not playing the other games that you are, and they just don't know that it can be better. But again, I think this is a great first step. The fact that they came to me, the fact that they paid me, the fact that it just wasn't, hey, Susan in accounting, can you do this voiceover real quick? Okay, you know. Some devs just don't care about sound. They don't care about voiceover. They don't think it's that important. So they'll just get somebody to do it cheaply, and that's that, which is unfortunate. Other times you'll get developers that spend a lot of money on like Hollywood voice actors and whatnot, which tend to phone things in. I think we can recall Destiny had a voiceover by a certain Game of Thrones actor that, well, yeah. Anyways, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope that you've enjoyed this look at MechWarrior Online and the command wheel. If you haven't used it, give it a shot. I think it'll help in terms of teamwork. But yeah, it could use some improvement. Hopefully within time we'll see some changes there. I also just really hope that you appreciate my delivery of the voiceover here as an Inner Sphere pilot. It means a lot to me to be a part of this, and it was really important to me to do it justice. You know, I wanted to create something that I would want to hear as a fan of the game myself. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me. Always appreciated, and I will definitely see you on the next one.